Hey everyone, welcome back for another deep dive.
Yeah, welcome back.
This time we're going to be diving into something that I know a lot of you are interested in, and that's how to build self-belief. And we'll be drawing all of our insights from The Confidence Code, The Science and Art of Self-Assurance by Katty Kay and Claire Shipman.
I think a lot of times when we think about confidence, we think about this like inherent trait.
Right,
Like you're either born with it or you're not.
right.
But this book really flips that on its head and argues that confidence is actually a skill.
Yeah.
It's something that can be learned and developed just like any other skill.
Okay, well, if confidence isn't just something you're either born with or not,
Right.
what's actually happening in our brains when we feel confident?
Yeah.
Like, how does that work?
Well, our brains are incredibly adaptable. They're constantly learning and rewiring themselves based on our experiences.
Hmm.
And so when we step outside of our comfort zones and take action, we create new neural pathways that actually strengthen our sense of self-efficacy.
So it's not about waiting until we feel confident to take action. It's about taking action to build confidence.
Exactly.
I mean, it seems kind of counterintuitive, right?
It does. And the confidence code really emphasizes this concept of action before confidence. It's about pushing past those initial doubts and hesitations and just going for it.
Mm.
And they actually have this great story in the book about a woman who was terrified of public speaking.
Oh, yeah?
But she started small, practicing in front of a mirror,
Right.
and then eventually worked her way up to, speaking in front of friends and then larger and larger audiences. And so it's really about breaking down those seemingly overwhelming challenges
Yeah.
into smaller, manageable steps
Right.
that can help you build confidence along the way.
I mean, it makes sense. I think we've all kind of had that experience, even if it wasn't public speaking, where, we kind of have this idea of something we want to do that seems so big and overwhelming.
Yeah.
And once you break it down into smaller steps, it doesn't feel quite as scary.
Mm.
So that's just one story. This woman who was free to public speaking. What are some other actionable takeaways from the book?
Well, another key takeaway is the importance of embracing failure as a learning opportunity. We all stumble, we all make mistakes, but it's how we perceive and respond to those setbacks that really determines our growth.
Right.
Instead of viewing failure as like a reflection of our worth, the book encourages us to see it as valuable feedback.
So it's about shifting our mindset from fearing failure to embracing it as part of the learning process.
Absolutely. And the book also talks about the impact of body language on our confidence levels.
Oh, interesting.
It turns out how we carry ourselves can actually influence how we feel about ourselves.
Right.
So things like standing tall, making eye contact, using expansive gestures, those can project confidence even if we're not feeling it internally.
Wow. I never really thought about it that way, but it makes sense. It's almost like our bodies can influence our minds.
Precisely. And it ties back to that idea of action preceding confidence. Sometimes we have to act as if we're confident,
Yeah.
and our minds will eventually catch up.
It's almost like, faking it till you make it, kind of.
Exactly.
I love how so much of what we're talking about with this book really boils down to taking those small, consistent steps and shifting our perspective. Even just recognizing that confidence is a skill that we can develop is huge. But, I'm thinking for someone listening who's struggling with deep-seated self-doubt, I mean, where do they even begin? What do they do?
It's a great question, and it goes to the heart of the book's message, which is that confidence is a journey, not a destination. It's about continuous learning, experimenting, adjusting. And so even small actions, like speaking up in a meeting, taking on a new project at work, or simply acknowledging your accomplishments can make a difference.
So it's not about waiting for some, grand moment of transformation.
Right.
It's about recognizing the power of those small everyday actions to build our confidence over time.
Exactly. And that brings us to a thought-provoking question for all of you listening.
Okay.
If confidence is a skill, what's one small step you can take today to start practicing it in your own life?
That is a really great question to consider. And remember, building self-belief is an ongoing process. Every step, no matter how small, takes you closer to that unshakable confidence you're seeking.
Keep at it.
Keep exploring, keep practicing, and we'll see you in the next deep dive.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.